It's actually for many people the World Cup begins today. Australia versus India. मतलब चलिए 4 मैच हो चुके हैं, चौथा दिन है, लेकिन बहुत बहुत लोग के लिए, करोड़ों अनगिनत लोग के लिए आज का मैच जो है उसी के साथ वर्ल्ड कप शुरू होता है. Welcome back to the live stream. As always, I am your host and host Jamie Alter. The stream is called Coffee and Cricket. The channel is called Are You Here for the Cricket? Brought to you as always by the lovely people at Dafa News. ठोकिए like, comment मारने से पहले let me know कि आप लोग यहाँ पे जुड़े हो. Hope you're all set for the match. आप जहां भी हो सारे काम निपटा के फुर्सत से टाइम देके आप लोग सब तैयार हो. खुद की बात करूं, आज थोड़ा लेट स्ट्रीम हो गया. मुझे 11:30 बजे ये स्ट्रीम लाइव करना था, लेकिन मैं खुद यहाँ नोएडा में एक मैच खेल के आया हूँ और इतना बेहतरीन मैच दोस्तों. आई थिंक उस आई एम गेटिंग द वाइब्स. द मैच मैं खेल के आया हूं, इट एंडेड इन अ टाई ऑफ द लास्ट बॉल. इट वाज अ सुपर ओवर. हम लोग जीत गए. सुपर ओवर में हमारे जो ओपनर थे एमएस भाई और प्रणव हु एक्चुअली पुट ऑन अ टेरिफिक पार्टनरशिप, दोनों 50 मार के आउट हुए थे. आप यकीन करिए टारगेट 190 का था. We needed 8 runs in 9 balls with about 7 wickets in hand, 8 wickets, and we collapsed. The match was a tie, but we won the super over. I could not leave before the match was over. इसलिए मैं थोड़ा late हुआ. But the vibes that I get from the match that I just played for Team SOP, I think it's indication है कि आज इंडिया का मैच भी बहुत बहुत करारा होगा. तो वेलकम टू द लाइव स्ट्रीम. आप लोग जो भी जुड़े हैं, जब तक मैं कॉफी का एक सिप लेता हूं, आप लोग कमेंट मारिए. कमेंट आ गया पहला, विवेक से, लहरा दो टीम इंडिया. बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, तिरंगा लहरा दो. सबसे बड़ा मैच अब तक का. इट्स मैच नंबर 5, isn't it, of the World Cup? And yes, without any disrespect to all the other teams, for all practical purposes, the World Cup starts today because it pits, to my opinion, the top two teams, the two favorites for this World Cup. India, next to unbeatable at home, number one ranked India against Australia, a team which, like I've said many times, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता कि एक वर्ल्ड कप से पहले, एक चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी के पहले ऑस्ट्रेलियन टीम्स, चाहे पुरुष टीम हो या महिला टीम हो, it doesn't matter what that Australian team is going through, because come these tournaments they lift their games. There's a reason दोस्तों कि ऑस्ट्रेलिया की मेंस टीम सबसे सफल टीम है वर्ल्ड कप के इतिहास में, और वहीं महिला क्रिकेट के मैदान पर ऑस्ट्रेलिया की महिला टीम सबसे सफल टीम है. सर आज गिल खेलेगा? नहीं, गिल को डेंगी हो चुका है. ही इज नॉट बीन एबल टू बी पास्ट फिट, ये मैं सुन रहा हूं. अफसोस की बात है कि डेंगी जो होता है दोस्तों, वो शरीर पे इतना इतना इम्पैक्ट छोड़ता है कि इट टेक्स 10 to 12 days to fully recover from dengue for a normal person. And here you're talking about an athlete, an international athlete, 24 साल के शुभमन गिल. तो अफसोस की बात है, टीम ने कहा कि वो आखिरी मिनट तक वेट करेंगे, लेकिन जो मैं सुन रहा हूं चेन्नई से, ही इज नोवेयर नियर बीइंग फिट. बहुत बहुत बड़ा झटका है टीम इंडिया के लिए. जैसे कि मैंने कल कहा था प्रीव्यू में, ईशान किशन विल ओपन. सर ऐसे का बैटिंग कैसा लगा आपको? एंड होप इंडिया विल प्ले. यस, साउथ अफ्रीका, वी सेड दिस व्हेन आई वाज डूइंग माय प्रीव्यू फॉर द वर्ल्ड कप. आई डिड नॉट पुट साउथ अफ्रीका इन माय टॉप 4. आई सेड इनकी बैटिंग सबसे तगड़ी मिडिल ऑर्डर इनके पास है, विद हाइनरिक क्लासन, एडन मार्करम. लुक व्हाट एडन मार्करम डिड यस्टरडे. सबसे फास्टेस्ट शतक, 49 balls in the history. Hats off to South Africa to do that on a pata wicket against one of the worst bowling attacks in the World Cup. I hope from a South African perspective कि बहुत लोग इस विन से उम्मीदवार होंगे कि टीम पहुंच पाएगी, लेकिन मैं अभी भी कहता हूं साउथ अफ्रीका मेरे हिसाब से सेमीफाइनल्स तक नहीं पहुंचेगी. Do you think ODI will die in future? A person only watches 7-8 hours a match if he's a die-hard fan or he's jobless. Everyone has the job to do in this competitive league. How long ODI lasts? Well, Surya Vikram Singh, आई नो पर्सनली, बहुत बहुत जो मेरे दोस्त हैं, मेरे कॉलीग्स हैं, वो 8 घंटे ओडीआई देने के लिए तैयार नहीं है, लेकिन वो 8 घंटे टेस्ट मैच देने के लिए तैयार है. तो बात टाइम निकालने की नहीं है. ये जो आप कह रहे हैं डाई हार्ड फैंस और जॉबलेस लोग हैं, बिल्कुल सही बात कह रहे हो, लेकिन यही लोग टेस्ट मैच देखते हैं. इट्स नॉट अबाउट द टाइम. 8 घंटा अगर आप किसी चीज को देखोगे और वो आपको रिटर्न में एंटरटेनमेंट दे रहा है, मजे दे रहा है, तो ठीक है. मेरे हिसाब से ओडीआई में वो मजा नहीं है. अब तक मुझे कोई भी मैच वर्ल्ड कप का अच्छा नहीं लगा, लेकिन मेरे पास 8 घंटे हैं एक बेहतरीन टेस्ट मैच देखने की, क्योंकि टेस्ट मैच में जो एक दिन में 3 सेशन होते हैं, 2-2 घंटे के, 2.5 घंटे कभी कभार, उसमें जो जो इमोशंस, जो स्किल वो आपको देखने को मिलता है, वो किसी और स्पोर्ट में नहीं देखने को मिलता है. सो आई डोंट अग्री कि इट्स अबाउट टेकिंग आउट टाइम. आप टाइम निकाल सकते हो, हर देश के लोग 8 घंटे निकाल सकते हैं, लेकिन डिपेंड्स करता है कि उन 8 घंटे से आपको क्या मिल रहा है. वनडे में क्या है, T20 के आने से, T20 मींस कि लोग अब 8 ओवर देखने के लिए शायद थोड़े बोर हो जाएंगे. टेस्ट मैच भी 8 घंटे का होता है, राइट? यू टेक आउट 8 days. लेकिन अभी वनडे फॉर्मेट में जब तक आप बेकार की ये बोरिंग बायलैटरल्स खेलोगे, तो कोई मजा नहीं है। आपको बायलैटरल के साथ क्या करना है, ये मैं आईसीसी के बारे में बात कर रहा हूँ, सारे बोर्ड्स के बारे में बात कर रहा हूँ। इनको क्या करना है, इनको बायलैटरल क्रिकेट कम करना पड़ेगा। They'll have to find a way to make it more viable for you, me, to sit for 8 hours and watch a one-day innings. कल साउथ अफ्रीका ने highest World Cup score खड़ा किया against one of the poorest bowling attacks going around, 428. But to score those 428, they took almost 4.5 hours. 4.5 घंटे एक पारी, ये अनएक्सेप्टेबल है। और इसी के चलते, इसी मैं कहता हूं 400 450 वाले मैचेस, उसमें कोई मजा नहीं है। मजा तब आएगा जब एक टीम 275 280 बनाकर उसको डिफेंड कर सकती है। जैसे कि आपने 428 बनाए, तो आपको पता है कि पिछले वाली टीम जो बैटिंग करेगी उनका कोई चांस नहीं है। कल उस मैदान पर अगेंस्ट दैट प्रीटी गुड साउथ अफ्रीकन अटैक, ओनली एंड ओनली इंग्लैंड कुड हैव कम क्लोज टू गेटिंग 429, नॉट इंडिया नॉट ऑस्ट्रेलिया। तो 428 मैच, चलिए 750 रन बने, लेकिन हमें क्या मजा है उस मैच में? मुझे पर्सनली कुछ मजा नहीं आया। Good for South Africa, good for their fans, but I found yesterday's match pretty dull actually, because it's like playing a game, right? ये मनोरंजन हमें T20 में हर दूसरे तीसरे मैच मिल रहा है, छक्के चौके चौके। But to sit for 4.5 hours to watch three batsmen murder one of the weakest bowling attacks, मुझे तो कल इसमें कुछ मजा नहीं आया। गिव मी a low scoring मैच जहां पे कुछ हो। अगर उस दिन हैदराबाद में दूसरे दिन में अगर नेदरलैंड्स पास आ जाती पाकिस्तान मैच की, तो दैट वुड हैव बीन द फर्स्ट इंटरेस्टिंग मैच। सो I understand कि आप कहां से आ रहे हो. I don't think ODIs will die anytime soon, but you will have to bring changes to make ODIs more fun to watch. I still believe Shami could do wonders. Bilkul, Shami can do wonders against every single team he plays. But the point is, who do you drop to play him? You cannot drop Bumrah. You cannot drop Siraj. Shardul Thakur might be dropped, but in Chennai, I believe the Indian team is going to play Ashwin. So आज के मैच में, unless it's a seaming track, and it's not going to be a seaming track in Chennai, आज का मैच तो Shami start नहीं करेंगे. Nobody believed me when I said that South Africa has the best batting lineup. No, I said this. I said this in my preview. I said South Africa have the best middle order in the world, and we saw it yesterday. But that does not mean, to my mind, that they're going to qualify for the World Cup semifinals. They might do it. This is one of the best South African batting orders I've seen. De Kock, Bavuma has had a terrific year. The guy's averaging over 75. This is a very, very good thing. But somehow, until they're in the semifinals, I will always say South Africa will choke. And mark my words, somehow this team will find a way to make everyone say, yaar, ye karti kaisi hai? So let's not get carried away. Shubhajit, why were tri-series and quadrangulars stopped in the first place? They take too long. They take too long. It requires a lot of money, a lot of camera crews, and the last few of them, they just were not financially viable because they became too common. And then one fine day, T20s came along, and since T20s came, ODIs, the tri-series stopped. Around 8 or 9, the tri-series stopped because that's when post IPL, post T20, it just became more lucrative to host T20 leagues rather than give a month for a tri series. But it has to come back. Yes, Saga, this is not the first time in the last 12 months that the Dharamshala Stadium has gotten in a big mess. Unfortunately, I guess it's not in the right hands, or it's not in their control, because it looks like the matches will be shifted out, and it'll be very sad because we all know how deeply connected that ground is to the BCCI. I won't say more. Vivek, Ian Bishop asked Lord Thakur how to master wobble seam, but Lord said even he doesn't know what he wants to do after pitching. There you go. So quiet World Cup. It's a step towards ending the ODIs. I said this before. I said this might be the last relevant one-day World Cup. We need, my friends, we need entertaining matches. We don't need matches where New Zealand chased down 290 with 9 wickets. It's a great win for New Zealand, but it's one-sided. One-sided cricket will make the most boring format, that is one days, very obsolete if we don't get more entertaining matches. We need thrillers, we need rippers. Right now, these are all one-sided matches. Yesterday was one-sided. Sri Lanka, Bangladesh was one-sided. We've not got a match, barring a brief period when Netherlands had Pakistan in trouble. This has been very one-sided 3 days of cricket. I think आज कुछ मसालेदार होने वाला है. Do you think Sri Lanka was Hasaranga? भाई अंधे बहरे को पता है फिर भी Hasaranga. हालांकि that said, yesterday Hasaranga would have probably taken off just 20 runs. So yes, in a World Cup, not having him for 9 matches, he's their best bowler and this one the Chamira. But yesterday on that flat track on the small boundaries, Hasaranga would have probably taken off 20 runs. That's it. He wouldn't have made a difference yesterday. Do India need to mimic the aggressive batting approach of England and SA teams? At times, yes. At times, Rohit and Kohli bat too conservatively. But if Rohit, Kohli, Shubman Gill, if a top six of Rohit, Shubman, Virat, Shreyas, Hardik, and KL Rahul, if they play to potential, this team can put up 400, and they have been doing it. इस साल के शुरुआत में India put up 396 in Trivandrum, and they bowled out Sri Lanka for 73. Another match against New Zealand, they got close to 400. This batting team can do it. When you have a top six, I think it's the best. It's the best top six going around. With all due respect to South Africa for these conditions. So, but yes, there are times when I felt that, yeah, why is Virat playing so slow? Why is he not murdering a certain bowler? So, yes, I think as for the conditions, you don't want to make the mistake that England made in that first match in Ahmedabad. कि हर batsman मारने पे तुला हुआ है. You need to find a balance, and I believe India can find that balance. Sir, I feel Oz bowling is better than England in New Zealand World Cup. Bilkul, they have the best bowling attack in the world. There's no doubt about that. India versus Australia, Chennai. History not good, but history is bound to change. Sri Lanka showed a fight. No, Sri Lanka were clobbered by 100 runs. There was no fight. Like I said, once a match gets to 428, पीछे वाले team के पास कोई chance नहीं है. So I found it a very very one-sided, rather dull match. Good fun to watch all the boundaries, but yeah, you know that the match is over at 5:20. The second innings was utterly pointless. Do you think there should be a 17-member squad instead of 15 because a team has to play 9 matches? Yeah, yes, you could, but in India, it's no problem adding 2 players. But definitely, I think 17 is a good idea. I agree. India जीतेगा बिल्कुल Krishna. यस किचले मेरे ख्याल से आप कुछ दिनों से गायब थे हर प्रीव्यू शो पे मैं यही कह रहा हूँ दिस इज द डलेस्ट मोस्ट पोorly प्लान्ड वर्ल्ड कप द मोस्ट डलेस्ट रिसेप्शन 3-4 शोज में कह चुका हूँ मार्केटिंग बज नहीं है फैंस में वो बज नहीं है लोग पूछ रहे भाई वर्ल्ड कप कब शुरू होगा it is the worst build up to a world cup I've seen which is very sad should Ishan play attacking approach um yes but how do you do it I mean you've answered the question Ishan Kishan opened in the month of March in an ODI against Australia, and he couldn't face Marcus Stoinis. So hats off to him if he can get past the best new ball bowling attack going around in Australia. So it's a tough one. Can Rohit bowl? No, Rohit's not bowled for 7 years. His IPL hat trick was about 15 years ago, so I don't think it'll happen. Sir, what do you think will be a defendable score in today's game considering spin? Anirudh, I don't think it's going to spin. It's a new track. If the ball spins, it's a big risk because the last time India played a match in Chennai, Maxwell, Agar, and Adam Zampa, they screwed India. So I don't think we're going to see a majorly turning track. I think we're going to see 340, 350 scored pretty easily. बस कुलदीप को 10 ओवर दे दो हाँ सही बात है 10 ओवर्स Anirudh, you don't need to spam this. You don't need to spam this live stream. Please ask the question once. Don't spam. It's very annoying when you ask the same question. I've answered your question. Do not spam. Otherwise, I'll have to remove you from the live stream, my friend. Okay? You've asked a question. Ask it once. It's very annoying to be asked the same question, and you're also blocking others from asking questions. What's the probable playing 11 for India? वही जो मैंने कल अपने शो में बताया था. रोहित, ईशान, विराट, Shreyas, KL, Hardik, Jadeja, Ashwin slash Thakur, most likely Ashwin because India believe it's going to turn. 9, Kuldeep, 10, Bumrah, 11, Siraj. There you go. Look, traditionally, if the Chennai wicket were the same as we've seen for the last 5-6 years, then hands down, Shardul would not start. Ashwin would play. But it's a relay track. I don't. What I'm hearing is it's a bit of a black soil, so there's enough indication that turn hoga. But World Cups में it's not the BCCI, it's the ICC that dictates the pitches. अगर आप कल के मैच देख लो, कल के मैच फिरोज शाह कोटला, now it's called the Arun Jaitley Stadium, 1980 से वहां पे ODIs खेलते आए हैं. सिर्फ 2 बार 300 पार हुआ. At the Arun Jaitley Stadium, or the Kotla as it was known, the average score was 250, 260. Only twice before yesterday had 300. And 300 was breached with scores of 310, 320. Yesterday, it caught Sri Lanka by surprise. They thought this is going to be the Purana Kotla, जहाँ पे ball घूमेगी. This was the flattest Kotla track in 45 years of one days being played, 40 years of one days being played there. It's because ICC host broadcasters, they don't want turning tracks where the match gets over well inside 50 overs. Yesterday, they wanted the full 4-hour inning. They got that, but we all know that was not a typical Delhi track. And I don't think we're going to see a typical Chennai track because if it is a typical Chennai track, Zampa, Maxwell could put India in a lot of trouble. And that'll be terrible optics for India in their first match to be caught short. And we all know Indian team struggles against quality spin. Should India bat first? Absolutely. You do not want to be chasing in a World Cup match. This due factor is massively overrated. It's a World Cup since the 2003 World Cup final when Saurav Ganguly chose to field and Australia clobbered them. I said in every knockout match, just bat, bat, bat. Your strength has always been batting. Put the best top six in the World Cup. Give them the best chance to bury Australia. You do not want to be chasing if Australia get 350 and Mitchell Stark is running in under lights with that white ball in his hand. Bat, bat, bat. Bat on regardless. Agreed, but in response to 420 and reaching 326 with our main players, they were not missing any main batsmen. No. Anup, they were only missing Hasaranga and Chamira. That was the reason why they gave 428. They're batting. This is the best batting. Who which batsman were they missing? You tell me. And the match was finished. मैंने कहा था लाइव शो पे मैंने कहा कितना बनाएंगे वो लोग 300 350 मैच तो आप फिर भी हार गए ना 80 रन से It was a very Sri Lanka were not missing any batsmen Anup. I feel Shardul is an undeserving player to a certain extent, but the fact is, Shrikar, he's not been scoring runs for a long time. That's bad. In your opinion, why India is not playing spinners well? Yeah, I've done many shows. If I start this, it'll take a long time. I've answered this on Vijay in many live streams. It's because we don't have enough quality spinners to play. What's the buzz with Park journalists not getting visa? I've not heard anything, so I cannot comment. I think India is good in chasing, but it's a World Cup opener. You don't want to put yourself under pressure by chasing. India could chase, but we saw recently in that last match they failed to chase there. Okay, last couple of questions because I've got a live stream starting at 12:30 somewhere else. Rohit takes it upon himself to be the attacking one. Yes, most of the times, apart from him, the management should definitely tell at least one batsman to take on. Because I agree. That's where India lost that third ODI because when Virat Kohli came into bat, India's asking rate was 6.6. When Virat Kohli got out, it had gone to 7% because Virat Kohli did not hit Glenn Maxwell. He should have. Virat Kohli should have got 130 not out, but he failed to attack Maxwell. That's a big reason why India lost that match. But don't you think that Australia and England's strength is chasing because they can chase down? No, it's not like they can chase down any score. They can try. England are the only team which could possibly chase anything down. India, look, Swapnil, sometimes it's not about logic. It's not about what you can do. It's a World Cup match. If you lose this match, you're 33.3% down in getting to the semifinals. In a match against the best bowling attack, why would you want to chase? Because you feel you can chase 350. If the target is 120, bilkul. If the target gets past 270, I know India had chased Jaipur, Hyderabad, Bangalore 10 years ago. But right now, for a team which is, we know in World Cup matches, they lose it here. Why would you want to put yourself under pressure? If your bowlers can bowl Australia out for 120, hats off to you. But they can't, because Australia यहाँ पे फालतू team नहीं है. Just imagine India field first and Australia on what I think is going to be a pretty good batting track. They put up 350. Half the battle is lost there. Of course, you can chase, but chasing 350 and setting 350, I think anyone would want to put themselves in a better position to set 350 rather than chase. It's just common logic. Virat Kohli 100 is coming. I hope so, my friend. Agree in Chennai and IPL also chasing wasn't easy. T20 is different, but again, we're not going. This is not a typical Chennai track. It's a relayed surface, so don't assume it to be like what we saw in the month of March and April. ये different track होगा. I don't think Stark can travel India. Trouble India. I guess you missed the 1 days in March when he got 9 wickets in 2 matches. पाकिस्तान टीम तब चलती है जब शाहिद अफरीदी चलते हैं और शाहिद अफरीदी मिचेल स्टार्क के मुकाबले में कहीं नहीं है. Mitchell Stark has a history of screwing India. Look at the matches in March which they won. He got 5 wickets in one match. He got 4 in the next, and India lost the series. So for me, Mitchell Stark is way off. बिल्कुल स्टार्क ओडीआई में ऑफ लगे लेकिन स्टार्क 4 महीने बाद वापस आ रहे थे तो don't worry about Mitchell Stark. Mitchell Stark is going to be the toughest bowler to face today. Who will be the top run scorer? अरे you missed my shows. ढूंढू कहाँ थे यार? मैं कह चुका हूँ. Leading run scorer of the World Cup will be Shubman Gill, despite getting dengue, and leading wicket taker will be Kuldeep Yadav. मैंने पूरा शो किया था इस पे. आप भूल गए शायद. I think the match to watch out will be SA versus बिल्कुल SA New Zealand. They do not do boring matches in the World Cup. एक तब आप कह रहे हो कि बैटिंग स्ट्रांग अपने why you saying we're not good chasers? I'm not saying you're not good chasers. एक तो मेरी बात सुनते नहीं हो. मैंने कहा आप वर्ल्ड कप के पहले मैच में वर्ल्ड कप के सबसे बेस्ट टीम के साथ आप क्या करना चाहोगे? टॉस जीतकर अपने आप को जीतने के ज्यादा चांसेस दोगे by trying to get to 350 or fielding and maybe not getting 350. Do not think this is going to be 120, 180. This is a 320, 330 wicket. आप खुद बताइए रन विजय. आप क्या चाहोगे कि इंडिया अपनी स्ट्रेंथ यानी कि बैटिंग उनको बेटर चांस दे ऑस्ट्रेलिया को दबाने में Or would you want to say, oh, let's chase 350? I think you'll find the answer. मैं ये नहीं कह रहा हूं, मैंने कब कहा कि इंडिया चेसिंग टीम नहीं है, मैंने कहा इंडिया चेसिंग टीम है, लेकिन वर्ल्ड कप में why would you want to take the risk of conceding 350? Bat, you are facing a terrific batting order. Bat first, put that batting order under pressure. If in a World Cup match you want to have the advantage comes from batting first. It's very obvious, my friend. How important NRR? Huge, 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 my friend, huge. Who is win this match? India will win this match. It's going to be a thriller. I would love to. Bilkul, Shikar, I would love to have a thriller. Bumrah, Siraj, Kuldeep, Ashwin, Jadeja, Pandya should be the bowling. Most likely it will be. Okay, dosto, I got to stop the show. In two minutes, come over to the Reposo Live app. I'm doing my live streaming there. I'll talk about the preview. I'm going to talk about fantasy cricket. I have to shut the stream now because in exactly 1 minute and 29 seconds, I will be on Reposo. Love you all. Chak de fatte. Jai Hind. Take care. Bye.